Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we are working on a painting. Let's see if I can get it. Why is it focusing on this one? Those are my references. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on my painting. Here we go. Yeah, so as you can see, we're trying to do a more historical piece, kind of like a Napoleonic historical. So I have some references here that I've been using to like help me kind of get in that headspace here. Let me see if I can show you where I'm at. So yeah, so as you can see here, like I have a couple references I've been using, a lot of Napoleon kind of historical painting art. Those palettes kind of work really nice, and the mood of those work really nice in terms of what I'm trying to go for. So I've been kind of using that for my reference point. I have a couple desert sky references that I've been also using, and I have a couple desert cliff paths that I pulled up over here on my other monitor as well. So yeah, I've just been kind of messing around with that. And that's what we're going to kind of continue with messing around with today. So, yeah, we're going to dive right into that. Hope you all are doing well. Yeah, there we go. All right. Hope you all are doing well. We're going to kind of focus on the... I kind of want to do the armor. I might do some of the ground. My goal for today is to do the ground path that he's on. Just kind of... Actually, I'll draw that now just to kind of have that. Have that kind of focused in on. What? The brush, it's a little more stiff. Yeah, we're gonna kind of that's kind of what we're thinking here. Something along the lines of like hard, jagged cliff pieces. I don't know if I want to go up higher or not. Let's kind of see what that looks like. Because I don't want to intrude with the painting either. I don't want it to be distracting. But I definitely want to add like some life to it a little more. I don't want to just be like this open, empty thing. Like I kind of like what we have going on over here. So yeah, we'll go back to our brush that we usually use. Just kind of see what colors we can throw here. They're a little more, I don't want to use these saturated swatches, something a little more muted. Light is coming from this side, so we'll do that. Probably throw some blue in there just to kind of so yeah, the hope is like to get like a kind of historical painting kind of vibe for this piece. I mentioned that to the person who hired me for the piece, and they love the idea. So I'm hoping I can kind of capture that vibe for them. Gonna throw some of this red here. Fix the shape. I don't know why, but like rocks have been like really hard lately for me. Like I keep over rendering them. So I gotta try to watch that a little bit. And thank you all again for once again checking out the stream. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a wonderful week. Keep thinking about how, like, what to do next with like Pokemon Day, like Pokemon. Like I want to continue with the series of like doing, you know, recreations of regular Pokemon, but like I've been really obsessed with watching the like cut Pokemon from like Gen 2 and Gen 1, and I'm like, what if I kind of want to give those like some legit art. Some of those are so sick. They're also like so weird. And I want to give them some love, you know? Let's see if we can, like, do some weird angles here. So yeah, we're essentially just kind of like blocking in our rocks here. Trying to get some shapes that are like interesting and nice. Like, I think that looks better. Beef up the shadow a little bit as it gets further down. There's so many pieces I have to get back to also. Seth, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I don't understand why messages are getting cut off. I had a tutorial of how to fix the chat stuff, and it just like does not. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know what happened to it. Embed chat. Let's see. Can I change it really quick? Dual compact. Let's display from the top. Try that again. Scale. Hide messages. I don't want to do like bigger than 100%. You know what? Fine. I'm just gonna stick with that. Just gonna try refreshing it. I don't know why it extends. Oh, that's why. Okay, hold on. I have to change the width of it. I don't know. Let's just say. I don't even know. Did that fix it? Probably not. I think I broke it. Ah! I broke it. Oh. Where are they? Docs. Give me that chat back. It's not gonna work now. Oh, if you typed a message, I accidentally hit it. That's okay. Where are you, chat? Properties. Tony. Let's see. I don't know. It's weird. It says it's like working fine, but then it like won't. It's like it's supposed to show up from the top. Hold on. Go back to chat, man. Where are you? Whoa. Whoa. Alright, hold on. I don't want the... Oh, God. Oh, God. Alright. Lock this. Just lock everything. So I can't touch anything other than chat. I undid it. Oh, man. Alright. Did I fix it? No, I undid it to 1080. Let's see. I think the issue is that it's set to a wider thing than I have. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see. Yeah, because it's like showing me like a full screen. Overflow hidden. What if I type show? Does that even work? Do I know code now? No, I don't think that's a word. Reveal. What word would they use as opposed to hidden? How do I? No, it's not working. Ain't tech grand word wrap? Yeah, Seth, tell me about it. This shit sucks. So like there's the custom CSS I'm looking at, and it says like there's like margin 0, pix auto, it's all set to 0. But then there's overflow, and it said hidden. I changed it to reveal, but I can try word wrap. Am I allowed to space? I don't code, dude. I don't know. It keeps telling me it keeps showing me a preview of it, and it's not. Like how hidden are we here? Where does it end? Yeah, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Because I had it go from the top. Yeah, I think it has to do with my it's like the size, and I'm cropping it, so it's like cutting it out instead of jutting it down. Like my height is too much. It's like too, and my width and height is set to 1920 by 1080. So like it's not showing up in the overlay because it's showing up like elsewhere, right? So I gotta do 201 by 31. 201. According to this, but that seems really small. That seems like that would not work, but let's try it. Hey, maybe. I just saw it pop up. I don't know. We'll find out. Fuck it. Oh, no, it's gone. Ah! All right. Undo. Properties. Whoa. Okay. I don't remember like ratios off the top of my head. Yeah, it's like it's massive. All right, hold on. Width. I'm like trying to remember them. I'm just guessing numbers now. Anyway. Can I get it back? Let's see. Nope. All right. I'll just put it back, whatever. It's back. And let's refresh that. All right. Anyway, it might not work. I gotta figure that out. It's a mess. But anyway, back to painting, because that's kind of why I'm here and why you're probably watching. So it's such a nightmare. Like, it's funny. Like, I feel like I understand very specific tech. But I do not understand tech outside of that. And like, because I knew a little bit about technology, like when I worked in an office, a lot of people didn't. So then I ended up being like the tech guy when like IT wasn't there, and I was like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I just know like some terminology. It's so bad. Like, I have a client right now, like, it's so frustrating because, like, they keep sending me stock, like, photos they want me to use for their ads, but they're all super, like, tiny files because they just take the thumbnail off the website. They're like, oh, can you use this as an ad? I'm like, this is 30 kilobytes. I was like, I can't use this for a print ad. No. Unless you want it to be the size of, like, a little corner profile box. Like, I don't really know how to make that any better for you. Can't really work with that. Reboot fixes most problems. I mean, it didn't fix my chat problem. My chat problem is still shit, but I wonder if I should just delete it and put it in again. I don't know. Oh man. I found a really good tutorial on how to fix it, like to go on a overlay. But then when I did it, it wouldn't show YouTube chat. So I was like, oh, let me edit that. And then I edited it, I think, in a different way than I did when I put it on. So then I think I kind of screwed it up. So now nobody can see chat. But people are talking. Well, Seth is. All right, so that's all right though. I'm at the phase with my like career right now where like I perpetually feel like I'm late. Like everything I'm doing is like, oh, I have 3 minutes to figure this out. Like I want to figure out the chat thing, but like I immediately have like after stream's over, I immediately am like done with working down here. I have to do a couple orders for the shop and then just immediately go upstairs. So I guess I'll figure it out when I'm not streaming. That's been the one hard thing about streaming is like I do it for the majority of my shift that I'm down here. My work schedule's a little weird at the moment. That's just primarily due to like life stuff. So my hope is to kind of get these rocks painted, add a little bit of like shrubbery and stuff, just kind of liven it all up a bit. And then just kind of move on. But I do want them to look like the aesthetic that I'm trying to match. So I'm trying to like I mentioned before, try to match like these Napoleonic, like historical paintings. Very moody, deep shadow kind of vibe. So I'm kind of using that as some of my reference. Bringing in a lot of those like colors, but kind of adding my own little flair to it. Because I don't want it to, I also don't want it to be like a rip-off, you know, like I just want it to be like, want you to get that vibe when you look at it. All right, so we got Rocks are looking okay. I'm gonna add a little more like red and orange and stuff in there. Bring a bit more of that desert. Heroic Antagonist, thank you so much for joining the stream. 2 in a row, man. Good morning. Seth, have a great day. Have a great holiday as well. Thank you so much for coming by the stream. We'll catch you around. And thank you so much. Glad you're liking the commission. That rock's looking a little weird. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Mostly like painting rocks today. Trying to make them look stalactite. I know they're stalagmites. It's fine. I really want to get the blending a lot better. Like this rock over here in the corner looks really good. Looks more like the aesthetic that I'm trying to nail. I think that's working. It's so weird that I'm like overthinking rocks. Yeah, I think weirdly enough, when I soften the edges a little bit, it looks a lot better. So we're gonna kind of get rid of that. There. We're actually going to put this where here. No, not there. So actually have to do this. It's okay. I'll just erase it. Spots. Yeah, that's looking good. I like that. Actually, I think it got moved down. So this is kind of... I don't want to zoom out that much. All right, let me fix this. That's kind of where we're at with that. The rocks are good. I think I'm okay with that, at least for now. Enough to feel like I can at least move on a little. That front rock is weird though, so let me get that one. Sorry, I found a couple more pieces I could have worked on. I feel like that happens a lot. You can probably find clips from every stream where I say I'm done with a part and then I just keep kind of going with it. Yeah, I kind of found that with rocks, less is more when it comes to painting them. And that's still something I'm really working on. I tend to kind of get over analytical about the shapes. Even right now, like I'm still looking at this rock and I'm like, what is wrong with it? But I think it's good. Especially when we add, like, we're gonna go in and add some greenery. Let's start with, I wanted to look at these here. Actually, kind of adding in some shrubbery here. Dense it up a little bit, and I can just go in back in and erase more. The one benefit of painting digitally is layers for sure. Let's see about adding some like because the plants are green, but we don't want to just like go straight to green, right? Like you want to kind of work to that. Because that's just not how plants work. You know, they're not gonna be straight up green. I definitely think I gotta paint them a little better than that, though. Kind of stick with my same stroke that I was doing going straight up. It was working a lot better. These don't need to be super, you know, crazy detailed. You just something quick. Kind of resembles it with the shapes that you're doing. Don't worry about it too much. Kind of build them up more over here. Tighten it up in the front here, make it come up front. I always love doing that. I don't know why. Do like a foreground plant. Already seen a little bit of life kind of breathed into it, right? Adding those plants in there. It's weird because it's like you get, when you paint, you kind of get like attached to what you added. Like you start to, well, me at least, like I kind of get attached to certain rocks that I painted that I'm like, oh, it looks cool, but I also think that a plant would go there also, right? So sometimes you just gotta kind of put it there and see if you like it more, and just not worry about if you did a really nice rock there or something. So now we'll kind of go in with a little bit of the green, or maybe even like yellow. See if we can kind of pull that green. Yeah, we kind of got there. Pull a little bit of this green in there too. A lot of these old paintings didn't use a lot of green because it was kind of viewed as like an ugly color. So you'd see like really clever ways they would avoid it. Like they would get there, like it would be in the painting still, but like it wouldn't be like they use green paint. You know, they'd find other ways to make something green look green in the overall mood of the piece. To clearly indicate what it's supposed to be, but like really avoid using green. It wasn't like, I remember watching something about like the history of it, and I'm trying to think, like it wasn't really until like, I want to say it was like Van Gogh started using green or whatever. I don't know, I can't remember now. but and people were just kind of like, all right, and they liked it or whatever. So now we're just kind of color picking what we got in the other plants. Trying to dense these out. This one's the one I'm like debating like moving or erasing, because I like how the rocks came out over there. I think the render of those rocks is really good compared to the other ones. But we'll see. Have this kind of intrude a little bit too. Yeah, I keep wanting to make like card art for like these rejected or cut Pokemon. Like they're pretty cool looking. Like Gorochu is sick. And Racy B, this artist, she was hired for like by gosh, I can't remember what YouTube channel. They asked her to kind of like make her interpretations of the art, and she crushed it. Like there's so many good ones. I don't think she did Gorochu though, but like she did a lot of really good ones that like look like they'd be official, and it would be a good reference point to like make like card art out of one. Maybe we can even have fun and like make up their own abilities and do like proxies or something that like people could use. I don't know the legality of that. So maybe not, but like all right, so let's see. If we get rid of this. No, I think I think that looks pretty good. I think I'll leave it for now. I'll keep it on a separate layer. I'll label it plants, just so I can mess around and go back to it later. So yeah, what we were working on outside of that feels pretty good. Let's go to this gentleman here and try to do some of his armor for our last like half hour here. Just gotta pull up the Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Just gotta pull up the reference guide from the client here. There you go. All right. Here we are. Okay. So you probably have around there. Let's kind of work out that angle. So I guess he has like this Centurion-esque armor, this like plating. I'll kind of go down the side of the shadow here. Yeah, so we're just kind of work this up a little bit. Thinking about, so when you're doing shadows for like muscles or anything like that, it's good to remember like not only like where the light's hitting it, but like how the light's hitting it, because you're working in a 3D space. So there's also depth too. So it's like you're creating the illusion that you're making a 3D piece, because people in real life or whatever have dimension to them. They're three-dimensional. So like it doesn't just hit a thing flat. So like it wouldn't just be like the light comes from here, so it hits it like this and that's it. Well, no, like there's curvature of like armor and your chest and stuff. So like the light would hit different areas differently. So like say the light's coming from this direction, which it is in this painting primarily, it would like the highest point would be here, and then you'd have like you'd kind of work away from there like a gradient, and then you'd start hitting your shadows because your curvature is going away from the light, and then your deepest shadows are like right at the edge, and then you'd kind of build off of that. And you can obviously like break these rules, like do whatever you want, like it's art, you know, fuck around, who cares? But it's more of a general, you know, rule of thumb. I don't know why my chat is active. It's just not showing up in my overlay anymore. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out another time. Yeah, so it's something to think about, like when you're painting, like not necessarily like where the light's coming from, but like how the light's also hitting the object. I kind of like this like red rim lighting, underlight kind of thing happening here. So I'm gonna kind of lean into it a little more. And again, like I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, but I don't really care. Like I don't know, it's like it's cool looking, so whatever. You know, eventually you just kind of go with that. And also, if you get stuck, just like bust out references, you know, see how it's done with real photos, with other paintings from history. Like, don't steal what they're doing, but like learn from it. You know, what are you getting? Like, what information are you getting from these paintings, from these pictures? You know. Like right now, like I like what I did here, but like another thing too is texturing. So it's like understanding what material you're working with, understanding like what happens to those materials, looking up references of like aged versions of materials. Like if you're doing metals, right? Like say this is like silver. I would actually probably say this is more like maybe steel, just based on the color that it's supposed to be. But like you could play around with that and like look up those materials. Like this gradient is like way too clean, especially for somebody that's like seen battle, right? Like they don't have like pristine armor. There's a lot of cool texturing going on the side here. Maybe I can kind of borrow that a little bit, even into the clean areas. Not like that. But like because there are dings and scratches and stuff, your armor's not gonna like have clean gradients because there's just a bunch of different depths happening, little micro depths that are happening. And you can get with it all you want. Like you can like really nitpick it if you really want to. I don't really see the point of that, but like I do think adding a little bit of that adds realism, adds depth to things. I see a lot of art that's like really gorgeous, but then like their skin is really like the skin on their characters are like really flat, but like they're rendering it, right? Like they're painting it, like there's people painting it, but there's like there's no, like the lighting's good, the color is good, but there's no like variation. So it's like our skin isn't just like the skin color we are, right? There's reds, there's even blues, there's different colors that kind of show up through these colors, through these and it's more of an issue of like, because we have like given our skin tones like labels, you know what I mean, like categories. So like we just assign, like if somebody's like olive skinned, you know, when you look up olive skin tone, it's like it has like green in it, you know what I mean? Like it has like really, that's why it's called olive skin, but there's so many other colors in it. Like there's like yellows and reds and tans, and like there's lots of really cool colors in skin tones. So but like because we label it and gave it categorization, like I think people think initially like really narrowly about that, and just innately, not because it's like a lack of knowledge or whatever. It's just like how we were kind of taught, you know. And you get to kind of break that and try to reconfigure your brain a little bit to think what makes up those hues, those colors. Like I don't like that defined edge there. Like, see that already, like, while it could still use some work, but there's so much more. Okay, let me zoom in on what I am working on here. So I'm working on like the breastplate, right? There's so much more texture that you're like pulling out of it. Because like when you look at armor, there's just even pristine armor, right? It's like it's been hammered, it's been made to look a certain way. So like it needed to be worked into that, right? actually going to pull it up just so I have a reference too. Like, here's a great example. Like, when you I'm on the wrong thing here. Oops. All right. So, like, when you look at armor, there's, like, you can see, like, where the hammer is, like, knocked to bend it, right? You can see marks, you can see fingerprints, you can see everything. There's way more to it. Oh, you can't even see what I'm talking about. Give me a sec. All right. There's way more to it than, like, just silver, like, white, blue, gray, right? There's various amounts of color. And then there's also, like, are you in direct sunlight? Are you in indirect sunlight? You know, if indirect sunlight has more of a blue hue, direct sunlight's more of a warm red, orange hue. Like, right here is your direct sunlight on this guy's helmet. Whoa. Like, your direct sunlight is on this guy's helmet here. You know? Your indirect sunlight is, because this is being blocked, but it's still in the sunlight, has more blue to it. So, like, there's things to, like, think about in terms of, like, adding variation to your and texture to your pieces. And you see it a lot with, like, skin tone, like what I was saying before. People make these beautiful paintings, but then, like, their skin looks, like, the skin tones look really flat. And I do it too. I mean, I sometimes I catch myself with it all the time. I'm not, like, no pro. I'm just talking about it. This is just what I've been learning and adjusting and changing. And that's really, like, what art is. And, like, I try to tell that to my kid. He gets really hard on himself when he, like, makes a mistake with anything. You know, it's like, and it's just like, but that's, like, it's so cheesy because it's, like, what they all teach in school and stuff now. It's like the wonder of, like, making mistakes. But it's, like, it's true. You know, it's, like, it's the most learning I've ever done is through, like, totally fucking up. And again, like, we're not looking to be 100% accurate. We're looking to just have fun, man. Just looking to have fun and learn and make some cool stuff. Like, I would view this armor right now as, like, a good start, but definitely needs some more depth. Definitely needs some more looking at references, honestly. Needs to be pushed a little more. Have this come up a bit. But it's coming together. It's looking cool. zoom out a little more. I'm weirdly like excited to work on his face. I don't usually get super thrilled about painting faces, even though it's probably like my favorite thing to paint. It's just like, but I really want to like get that tight. Like it, I'm tired of looking at the sketch of it. But I feel like I could probably get the. I feel like when it comes to faces, I take a lot of time on them. So I definitely wonder if I can get more of this done if I don't focus on that first. Man, if anyone here use Adobe, like what's with them like really like hardcore pushing the new version of Adobe on it? Like it's crazy. Like every time I open this thing, they're like, you gotta update it. And I'm like, I don't want to. like I just don't want to. And it's like it's all just like an ad for their like AI tool. And it's like I'm paying you guys. Like let me just keep the version I have. Unless it's a security issue. Like, I don't want your shit. I hate it so much. Like it aggravates me every time I see it. It's just like, man, every time I open this program, you're just like really trying to convince me this is cool, huh? It's probably buggy as hell, too. Like, it's like, there's probably so many things wrong with it. I usually wait on updates at least for a bit because they're usually not rolled out great. Like I'm still, I feel like I have to now get Windows. I feel like I now have to get Windows 11. See, Clip Studio I like, but I'm not like, it doesn't do. Because I also do graphic design, so it doesn't do, it's not a Photoshop equivalent. So it's like, and I think people throw a bunch of other programs in it. It's like, yeah, but now I have to open, instead of one program to do my job, I have to open like 4. You know what I mean? Like it's still not a good substitute. Like I agree, Clip Studio is very good. I have Manga Studio. It was right before they switched the name. I have that, but I used to use it for sketching because I actually really enjoyed sketching in there, but now I don't even do that. And I think eventually I would get an iPad and just switch to Procreate. But again, it's like the bulk of my job, it's a replacement, right? But then there's like, I do graphic design for a chunk of my career also. So it's like, I need InDesign, and I need to make ads with Photoshop. So it's like, I can't just switch to Clip Studio Paint. I want to, but I can't. But yeah, I agree. This program sucks. I just can't believe like how hard they betrayed their user base. Like, that's just wild to me. Wild. Yeah, no, it sucks. I feel trapped. Like, it really sucks. Like, I keep debating it because also like the cost keeps going up. They're like, oh, we have to increase it. Why? To pay for your bullshit that I didn't ask for? Yeah, cool. I'm so happy I get to fund your bullshit. So yeah, no. Exactly, I feel trapped working as attended. Like, that's what all these subscription model things are. It sucks. It's like I would even debate streaming as well, right? It's like their model is get you trapped with the convenience or corner the market where they lock out a lot of features that they exclusively have, and like just by you needing it now, you're stuck, and that sucks. I hate it. Photoshop's probably the worst one, but I also feel that way with like Spotify, right? It's like you're like, fuck Spotify, they're a terrible company and they don't pay their artists. But then you're like, well, I mean, I still buy albums, but man, it's really nice to discover some new artists once in a while and just kind of have it on. It's like radio, you know what I mean? Like, minus the shit. It's radio with music that I can overall choose, right? So like, again, there's like that convenience that you and you end up feeling kind of trapped. That's a little less so. I feel like Spotify, I could just, it would suck. Like, there's a lot of like playlists and stuff that like I would have to spend a lot of money, like essentially to kind of make that but again, like, and rightfully so, you know. But I kind of use Spotify as a way to discover new music. And then if I really like the music, I just go buy, and if they have an album out, I'll go buy the album on like Bandcamp or something. That's primarily that. That's kind of like my like middle ground, right? It's like a little morally better. But also, like, streaming services, like, they have exclusive shows, right? Like, I feel like Apple TV is probably the hardest one. I don't really feel super like Disney Plus. Like, if I get a trial of it and it ends, it's like I'm not like bummed. I don't know. There's not really a lot on there that I'm like super thrilled about anymore. Like, a lot of the Marvel stuff kind of sucks. A lot of the Star Wars stuff is like uninteresting at the moment. It's all very vanilla. It feels very vanillaware. It's just not super interesting. And again, like, not that it's bad, it's just not interesting. And like, I think the connected universes, I think we're kind of getting out of that phase. I think it feels too exhausting. Like, it's so exhausting to like keep up with all that shit now. Like, people are tired, man. Like, we've exhausted that. Like, you made 10 years worth of content to like make a connected thing, and then like people were invested, and it's hard to be that invested still. The last thing I watched was I did watch was it Secret Invasion, the thing that had the shitty AI intro. I did watch that. I did like the show. I skipped the intro every time. I was pissed about it. It sucked. It was a really shitty move for them to do. But yeah, when I had a free trial, I watched it because I love that genre. like of like espionage, like thriller kind of, and it was good. It was good. I liked it. But that was the last thing I watched. I haven't really watched anything since then. Like nothing Star Wars really. Like, oh yeah, I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think was the last thing I watched Star Wars related. I didn't watch. I watched a little bit of Andor and I liked it, but I was just kind of like, eh. Like, I think I want more like mythology, I guess. That's kind of more like my flavor that I'm in right now. Like, I really want them to like go way back, you know, and I think they said they were going to kind of do that a little bit, so I'm waiting to see what they do. But yeah, it's like they all just kind of, you know, trap you in there with convenience and like some sort of like demand. But they like are like, oh, it's totally voluntary. You know what I mean? They wrap it in this like voluntary thing, but like psychologically, it's like it's not really. Like especially Photoshop. I think Photoshop's still the worst one. It's like they've cemented themselves as an industry standard, right? So now it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna switch everything. Well, every company I fucking work with uses Adobe, and some file types even aren't allowed outside of Photoshop, like Adobe products. Like, it's wild. Like Clip Studio Paint says it works in vector, but I don't recall being able to like even, I mean, I might not just not have enough knowledge about it, but like I don't think it's true vector. Like, I think it's vector in Clip Studio Paint. Like, you can enlarge something as big as you want it. But if you were to bring it into Illustrator, it's not a vector file. It's like, it's a flat image that you then have to live trace again, right? Just sucks. I'm jealous of you, heroic antagonist. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a long-winded rant to say I'm jealous of you. You set yourself free from the Adobe shackles, and I envy you. We'll get there someday. I really do want to get to more traditional mediums just to kind of like do that too. I'm really trying to disconnect myself from a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean there's still some credit we got to give you there though, you know? Just because you're a hobbyist doesn't take away the fact that you made that leap, you know. Because I would argue there's some hobbyists that wouldn't. But yeah, there's a lot of like that online though. Like, I think a lot of artists, like, they view it from their perspective of what they do for work, and they're being genuinely helpful. I'm not saying you're doing this at all. I'm not saying this as a slight on you. We're just having a conversation. But like, a lot of artists would post like, here's alternatives to Adobe, like let's get away from these assholes or whatever they say, I don't remember. But like, then they post that picture that you see all over on the internet of all the alternatives of programs. And it's like, great. And then you go down the list and you're like, can't use that one, can't use that one. And it's like, and then you read the comments and people are like, oh yeah, but like, I can't use this one, I can't use this one. And then they like come back with like, oh, use this one instead. And it's like, but you're adding to the list of just like, you're not thinking about like efficiency. Like, you're just thinking about like these people aren't thinking about efficiency and how that like is actually going to affect your workload and your income. Like, and I hate to say it, it's like, if our main reason is because we're training AI, it's like, everything's fucking training AI now. It sucks. Like when you're on tech is all training AI. Even Blue Sky. Like Blue Sky is like not training AI in the nefarious way, but they're training an AI like in terms of their algorithmic like content, whatever. But they also even said that there are people that also would image scrape Blue Sky that are outside of Blue Sky. So it's like, it doesn't really matter, you know, because if you're pulling images from Google to scrape to train AI, Google shows images all across the internet. So it's like including Blue Sky. Blue Sky is not going to protect you from that. So it's like, it's just everywhere. And like, so it's like, okay, let's take the reasoning of training AI out of it. All right. The real shitty thing is how much they're charging you for a program that literally everybody else is doing for, I don't know, $10, you know, it's crazy. So yeah, I would love to hop off. I'll have to keep looking around and figuring it out. If you happen to find an Adobe clone that is like straight up, please let me know. I would love to hop off this thing. But we got to save there. I actually am running late. I got too busy in my rant here. But yeah, we got to stop the stream there. Let's zoom out and look at where we left off. Painted all the rocks at the bottom. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty tight. The armor is already starting to kind of shape up and look good. It's getting tightened up a bit. That background, I got to kind of weave it in a little more. It's really, really faint back there. Oh, no, man. Don't worry about it. I'm glad we got to chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out to the stream. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Should be back on Monday. I don't know what the schedule is though, so I'll look. I'll post the schedule on Monday with what's going on, either Monday or Tuesday stream. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. And thank you for coming by. And we'll see you again soon.